Conversations matter, but today's polarised echo chambers are making it harder for us to hear each other. That's why I want to tell you about our new show, Uncommon Ground. Hi, it's Justin Brierley here, just popping up on your Surprising Rebirth feed in between seasons to point you in the direction of our next brand new podcast from Think Faith, Uncommon Ground, where we'll be making conversations great again. Recorded in the beautiful surroundings of Yarnton Manor, Oxford, I'll be joined for each episode by two big thinkers with very different views on science, faith, philosophy and God. But we won't simply be adding to the cacophony of the culture wars. We'll be aiming to find uncommon ground, aiming to connect before we correct, disagreeing well by truly understanding each other. Our opening season features leading figures from the world of atheism, psychology, science, culture, literature, and theology. They'll be debating purpose in the universe, meaning in life, faith, atheism, and the deepest questions of existence.
I am quite sympathetic, I think, to the idea that we're living in an infinite multiverse.
Fine-tuning or information density, these are things we know from experience come from minds.
The Christian mythos is the most profound mythos that I have ever discovered anywhere in the world.
One thesis is that the thing that we lost is belief in Christianity. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not.
I'm so excited to bring you these conversations that reach beyond the echo chambers, the kind we really need right now. Sometimes my guests will find common ground.
That is exactly what I feel. And thank you very much for putting it much better than I could put it.
And sometimes they won't.
You keep accusing me of interrupting you.
It seems like it doesn't matter what you point to. It makes me think that you could do this with anything, you know?
You're mischaracterizing me there. You mischaracterized me there.
Either way, you won't want to miss these fascinating debates, discussions, and dialogues. So, what's coming up on season 1 of Uncommon Ground? Well, Richard Dawkins and Rowan Williams on God and Science. That'll be our first episode, followed by Alex O'Connor and Glenn Scrivener on whether Christianity gave us our morality, Anil Seth and Ian McGilchrist on consciousness and the brain, Jonathan Pajot and Joe Foley on whether art and beauty points to God, Paul Davies and Emily Qureshi-Hurst on whether the universe has a purpose, Elizabeth Oldfield and James Marriott on whether there's purpose in life, Stephen Meyer and Phil Halper debating Big Bang cosmology and the fine-tuning of the universe for life, and Philip Pullman and Francis Spufford on literature, meaning, imagination and religion. And there are more to be announced. Well, if you're anything like me, you probably can't wait for these conversations to start releasing. Well, our first episode with the world's best-known atheist Richard Dawkins and former Archbishop of Canterbury Rowan Williams goes public on the 10th of February. But, if you can't wait, then you can get it right now. In fact, we're releasing every conversation 2 weeks early to supporters. Go to think.faith or click the link with this episode to start watching or listening straight away when you become a monthly supporter. And hey, why don't I whet your appetite with a teaser of what's to come in that first episode?
So if I understand you correctly, you're saying...
Thank you very much for putting it much better than I could put it. The God hypothesis is an immensely exciting scientific hypothesis.
I'm not really thinking about God as an explanation. It's not that with every bar I have to say, well, there's something there where I need to insert J.S. Bach.
I find myself unable to read great poetry aloud because I choke up.
Yes, we live in this universe, nature red in tooth and claw.
A world in which suffering, competition, struggle have the last word, or another kind of world.
So much of what we do cannot be regarded as simple survival.
One of your fundamental objections to God is God, by definition, must be more complex than the things, they're there to explain.
He's also got to listen to prayers and forgive sins, and it can't be simple if you're listening to all the prayers of all the people in the world.
Again, it depends what you mean by simple.
So is there a sort of aesthetic objection here?
Rowan's words, and beautifully enunciated as they are, they might as well be speaking in tongues, and it doesn't make any sense.
Such a fantastic conversation. I was so delighted to be able to moderate that one. Our very first episode coming soon of Uncommon Ground. Again, go to think.faith or click the link with this episode to start watching or listening to it straight away when you become a monthly supporter. Uncommon Ground, our new show for 2026. If you like The Surprising Rebirth of Belief in God, I think you'll love this new podcast. Just search for Uncommon Ground with Justin Brierley wherever you get your podcast from, or click the link to it with today's show notes. Why don't you hop over and subscribe right now and tell your friends too. I'm back doing what I love, hosting conversations between Christians and non-Christians. Come and be part of it every fortnight and get early access at the link with this show when you support. See you soon.